This is incredible. Leah, did you design this?
Hello, welcome to Star Trek Sodium. This week I've dug up some very interesting facts all about Star Trek The Next Generation's Season 3 Episode 6 episode, Booby Trap. Now in this Hensing episode, we discover that Geordi LaForge has struck up a romantic familiarity with a holographic version of one of the propulsion experts that designed the Galaxy-class warp drive. Wesley is trying to play chess with Data when the Enterprise goes through a region of space where an ancient space battle took place. Little do they know, this is the location of a booby trap. Booby Trap features the Star Trek debut of fan-favourite character Leah Brahms, a character that would appear again only a year later in Series 4 because she was so popular. Her nomination for an Academy Award for her work as Leah Brahms had really struck a chord with Star Trek fans, and they couldn't wait to see her again. It even occurred to Rick Berman to put money into perhaps developing a future Star Trek movie all about her. That unfortunately didn't happen yet, but who knows what will happen in the future.
Sensors indicate no life signs aboard, Captain.
I should hope not, Mr. Data. That ship belongs in a museum.
Those of you with eagle eyes would have definitely noticed that Marina Sirtis's character is wearing a new updated Starfleet costume in this episode. The old uniform that she wore until this point was made from cryotin methylene, which unfortunately gave off strong wafts of carbon monoxide as the uniform generated friction upon moving. Each step she took, a handful of the dangerous gas was created from her clothing. A press release from a prestigious publication had recently demonized the fabric, and so Paramount stopped using it in all of their productions as soon as possible, as they didn't want to be highlighted as vile polluters in such a great magazine. Now, while on the subject of clothes and friction, Riker's beard was so thick and so tough by this stage that it was wearing away his uniform whenever he put the costume on. If you look carefully at the front of his uniform in this episode, you'll easily notice that you can see skin colour through the front of his uniform where it had been wearing extremely thin. Following this episode though, the wardrobe department would manufacture a new costume that was thick and durable, perhaps a bit like Donald Trump.
Did you have anything stronger than this guy in it?
Yes.
Would it help?
No.
This episode, Booby Trap, was possibly one of the highest rated episodes of Star Trek by popular media. One review from the New England Sci-Fi Digest highlighted the episode as crazy but true. A rare television review in Playboy magazine described Booby Trap as erotic and measured, beautiful and capable of a wild release. The Hollywood Ticket called the episode radiant and bewildering, and the Daily Mail in the UK labelled it as extremely by the numbers and humdrum. No wonder we all have so many fond memories of this soapy episode. The small empty lot next to Paramount, where Sony had previously inhabited, had been derelict and in disrepair for years. Now, after a few years of rebuilding, McDonald's, the popular restaurant, had opened there a brand new branch. McDonald's had been started back in 1940 by Richard and Maurice McDonald, By the 2020s, the restaurants serve a total of 70 million customers daily in over 100 countries. Will Wheaton, the actor what plays Crusher, was delighted to have a McDonald's in the neighbourhood, but Rick Berman was less than thrilled.
It was very upsetting to everybody.
To discover that Wheaton was spending several hours there a day, eating the delicious food and asking customers if they'd like him to sign the Star Trek Happy Meals. One shift, a manager had had enough of Crusher bothering the customers for autographs, and he was forced to take young Wheaton aside. A witness possibly heard the young manager saying, "Listen, you, I've had enough of you actors coming in here and bothering our paying customers. Either buy a burger and sit down, or I'm going to repaint this room with your brains." That's possibly what he probably said. As you may know, the name of this episode is Booby Trap, but that wasn't always the name that this episode had. Other names that nearly made it to the screen include The Joke Trap, Trapper, Space Booby, Fatal Exposure, George's Here and There Escapade, Space Damage, Warm Expectations, Booby of the Gods, and Bad Damage. Leah Brahms' actress, Susan Gibney, was reportedly only 15 years old at the time of filming Booby Trap, and only 14 when she auditioned for the part. She had possibly used her controlling and manipulative character traits to trick both her mother into allowing her to the audition and to get past Rick Berman's thorough screening process. Thankfully, she was 19 by the time her real age was discovered during her return to Star Trek in Season 4. Now, upon first seeing the script, Wheaton was excited as he thought the episode was actually about booby traps, as everybody knows that in real life, young Wheaton was a true practical joker of the lowest form. He was saddened when he actually bothered to read the dialogue in the story and seemed depressed for several days, which for some wild reason seemed to please the electrical Rick Berman. Now, upon its release, Booby Trap was the most recent episode of Star Trek ever made, an accolade that surely stands the test of time and is the subject of many heated discussions at Star Trek conventions even to this soapy day. Well, thanks for checking out my thoroughly amazing facts all about Booby Trap. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about this episode and generally about Star Trek, as I help to add some real depth to your knowledge. Please hit the like button if you like it, comment if you want to comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thanks for all that stuff, and I'll catch you next time, because I'll probably have another review and some more facts for more Star Trek later on. Ta-ta!